Welcome back everyone. In this video, we are going to break down a common problem developers face in iOS, that is memory management. Swift uses something called ARC or automatic reference counting to manage memory. But if we are not careful, we can create return cycle that cause memory leaks. Let me show you what that means and how to fix it. Imagine a teacher and a student. The teacher has a strong connection to the student and the student has a strong connection to the teacher. But what happens when their job is done and both are no longer needed? Well, because they are holding on to each other, they both stay in memory. This is the basic idea of return cycle. So, what is ARC? ARC keep track of how many references point to an object. When the object is no longer referenced by anything, ARC frees up the memory. This is all automatic, so you don't have to manage it manually. But there is a catch. Sometimes objects hold onto each other, creating a return cycle. And that's where things can go wrong. Now, let me show you in the code. Here, I have created two classes. First is teacher and second is student. The teacher class has a name and a student property, where the student is another object of type student. This. In the initializer, we are assigning the name of teacher here and it prints something when the teacher object is created. The deinit method is special in this. This gets called when the object is being deallocated from memory, and we print out the teacher's name to show when that happens. We have similar setup in the student class. Now let's create an instance of teacher. Named Mr. Sharma and assign it to a variable called teacher. And also we will create the student name Shubham. Next, we make each object hold a strong reference to the other. So here we just having it. So we set the student property of the teacher to the student instance and we set the teacher property of the student to the teacher instance. Now both objects are holding a strong reference to each other, causing a return cycle. Now you would expect that if we set both teacher and student to nil, ARC will clean them up, right? But because of the teacher and student are still holding on to each other with a strong reference, they won't be deallocated. That's where the return cycle happens. The memory is still being used, which could lead to performance issues and crashes. We settled teacher and student to nil, and if we run the program, we can see the object is being initialized, but it is not deallocated from the memory. To fix this, we use a weak reference. A weak reference doesn't increase the reference count, so the object can still be deallocated when it's no longer needed. So, we are adding weak keyword in the property of student weak. So, it will weak reference to avoid return cycle. Now we added a weak keyword to the teacher property inside the student class. Now when the teacher is set to nil, the reference count goes to 0 and both objects are deallocated. Let's run this. Look. Now let's run the code again with the weak reference in place. You will see the console that both the teacher and student are deallocated. We set them to nil. The both objects are initialized, then we also get that these are removed from the memory. Problem solved. The weak reference lets ARC to do its job correctly. So in summary, ARC is a Swift's automatic memory management system that keeps track of object references. But if two objects hold strong references to each other, they create a return cycle, which leads to memory leaks. By using weak or unknown references, we can break this cycle and ensure memory is properly managed. Now let's talk about the difference between weak and unknown references. So both are used to avoid return cycles, but they behave differently. Weak references are safe and can become nil when the object they point to is deallocated. They prevent return cycles and no error occur even if the object disappears. But on the other hand, unknown references assumes that the object will never be nil. This can be dangerous. If the object is deallocated and you try to access an unknown reference, it will cause a runtime error and crash the app. So that's all for today. If you have any questions, leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe for more iOS development tips. Thanks for watching.